Hi there everybody, welcome back to Prestige Auctions. Today we are going to be look at an upcoming auction that we've got running on easyliveauction.com. This is basically an ephemera auction. So the ephemera auction is basically a lot of paperwork, old football programs, there's some girly magazines, there's some glamour cigarette cards in there, there's a load of Pokémon cards including what looks to us to be an original base set including the shiny Charizard and things. And there's stamps and there's some pit checks and all sorts of different things, old looking magazines. Now these auctions can be one of those auctions that you can tend to find you can make a lot of money from, because if you're somebody that's got the time to sit back on places like eBay and whatnot, then you can make good money there making just sitting back and researching the items and then looking for them and trying to sell them on the internet itself. Now the thing is with these kind of auctions, it's a timed auction, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to find the auction first and foremost. So if you go on to Easy Live Auction, which is this one here, you just type that into easyliveauction.com. You can go on to search it through your search bar. Of course you'll be able to find things like this on Google as well. Once you get to Easy Live Auction's opening page, you'll be hit with this here, which is basically their page, which is showing you all the different auctions and that they've got coming up. Well, how do you find Easy Live Auctions? Right, so if you go to the top there where it says auctioneers, if you click on that, you then get a search bar. So if you type into the side there, if you type in Prestige and then press enter, you will find Prestige Auctions, which is of course us. Now, so what you do then, click onto Prestige Auctions. And then if you look to the left-hand side there, it says current auctions 1. Now, it also shows you all our old auctions as well. So you can look at those as well should you want to do any research or anything. But what we're looking for here today, of course, is the current auction. So click on current auction and then you'll see it comes up there. Ephemera, auction to include football programs, adult glamour, cigarette cards, cinema posters, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! And much more. Now, this is a timed auction. So basically, what is a timed auction? Well, a timed auction is one that you look at and you can bid on straight away, of course, but there is no live auctioneer. So it's almost a bit like an eBay auction, where once you get to the items finishing, this will finish on the Tuesday the 28th of January from 6 p.m. So we click onto it like this and then you'll be hit with all of these bits and bobs here. Let me just move that over there so we can get a better viewing for you. So we start with the auction. Let's have a look at the auction first and we'll talk about bidding in a little while. So with the auction here, you've got lot number 1. Now, if you want to look at any of the lots in detail, it'll tell you there, Tootsie Cinema poster, 100 centimetres by 76 centimetres, and it'll tell you the starting bid as well. It'll tell you when it ends, and it tells you what the estimate is, although they can go above that, of course. Sometimes they don't even sell. So if you want to look at that one in particular, so click onto it like that, and of course then you get a much better view of it. Now, what you can also do is you can register to bid. So the register to bid button there, it's like a call to action. It says to you, register to bid on this auction. You do have to register to bid on this auction. You must bid on the internet for this auction, okay? We will take bids off you in the room and we'll be able to sort that out somehow. I'm not sure how, but we'll look at that. So you look here and it gives you all the information. It's a Tootsie Cinema poster and it tells you what it was. And if you wanted to look at that picture a bit bigger, click on it. There you go. If you click on it, then straight away you are going to get a much better view of the picture as well. And it can show you there that this is an actual cinema poster from back in the day. What's it worth? Who knows? It's one of those where it could be worth a few quid, this one. Now, obviously, the bigger the film, the more money it's going to make. So lots of people across the country and the world are always, of course, looking out for items like this. And then when you look here, you've got all sorts of cinema posters, Blue Thunder, Karate Kid. If you notice these, now I want you to notice this as well. Starting bid, £5. Current bid, £5. It speaks for itself. Somebody has already bid on that item. So people are already registered and they're already getting involved with the bidding on these items. So good reason to get involved quickly. So Tootsie, Blue Thunder, Karate Kid, and then this one here, Arabian Adventure, Jumping Jack Flash, some of these big films that you remember the name of, Educating Rita. A Midsummer Night's sex comedy, and Amos of the Universe, and Tough Guys, quite a funny film. And then you get past those cinema posters which are at the start, and then you come onto these pieces here. Well, these here are old auction posters and things to be sold by auction, Mr. John Bradley, and this is from 1910, so a big old poster. Again, it'll give you the size of the poster, and there are some wonderful old bits. We're actually dealing with 3 or 4 vendors in this sale, so a lot of the stuff came from one place, and then there's another big collection came from another place, and so on. This one here, look, the Shrewsbury Cattle Market, Borough of Shrewsbury. Again, that one's from the 1800s, I believe that one was. Let's have a look. Yeah, 1850, that one. So 1850, of course, long old time ago that, but there you go. It's all there for sale. And again, you can bid on these from just £5. You've got the commission to go on the top. Don't forget that. More cinema posters, but these are more recent ones. So these ones here are more sort of recent years, where the posters for the inner lobbies and that got smaller. As you come here, you've got some of these things here, like the 1897 Illustrated London News, and then the Gamble's comic books. All of these different things, if you click onto them, you'll get better descriptions. Now, we get onto lot 16 here, and as you can see here, this is a load of old autographs, a folder of assorted autographs spanning the decades. Now, what you'll see we've done with this, when there's quite a few items in the sale, if you look at in the lot, if you look now, you'll be able to go through them all and look at all the various pictures, and you'll see that Cilla Black's in there, and that'll be Michael Crawford, won't it, and so on. You can see that all the different autographs are being shown. So even though the description might not be huge, the pictures will show you what's there. So these are all autographs. Now, I was particularly taken with these. Lot 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23 are these old Water Rats programs, and these have got some stunning signatures on there. If you look at these, so the Water Rats annual ball, it was at the Grosvenor, I believe, in London. You look at all of the autographs that are on there, and some of the names that are on these autographs are absolutely magnificent. You look there, Frank Windsor, Reg Varney, Dennis Waterman, Michael Barrett, Bernard Spear. There is some proper top names on these. Richard O'Sullivan, Man About the House, and these are, not many people would have been at these events, so quite nice ones to get hold of. And I know Sid James is on one of them. The great thing is each of these have been done with a list of all the autographs that are on them as well. So again, good things to get hold of. Starting bid £5. Who knows where they'll end up, but they're good ones. I would like to own them myself. I think they're quite nice pieces. Lot number 24 there is a mixed box of various football items, and now what I'd call football small, so lots of ticket stubs and things. Again, broken down, can make good money, these. So again, use these opportunities to buy things to be able to resell. As we come down here, lots more football programs. Again, if you go onto each one and look at them individually, you'll get a much better idea of what's in the lot. When we did the photos, for instance, if I click on that and then click on the next picture and the next picture and the next picture, it's showing you what's in there. To a degree, of course, we could take pictures all day long, but best thing to do is come to viewing. But of course, not everybody can get to viewing. Great thing about this one is there's a full pack and send service, so anybody from around the world can bid on this one in the UK. Some of these boxes are quite big boxes. That one is, for instance, there. Lot number 30 is a massive box, and you look what's inside it. There is so much stuff in there. So lots of old football programs. Again, lots of opportunities to make money. As you come down here, we get onto some of these, and then we start getting into some nicer programs, old FA Cup programs. There's a lot of finals programs in this auction as well. A large box of mixed ephemera, large box of sheet music, more sheet music. There's some nice old European programs here. It says here, look, assorted Scottish and European football programs. You look at some of these old names there from back in the day. Some rare, I would imagine there's some rare ones here. That was an interesting one. The Coventry City's Derby County. It was the last game they played at Highfield Road. So, that's got a bit of collectability about it. And then we come on to some of these European Cup final programmes, and then internationals. That one there was the Champions League final in 1999, Manchester United against Bayern Munich. Again, another nice one to have if you're a Man U fan or a Munich fan, of course. Then we come to here some Grimsby Town programmes as well. As we come down here, we come into 1950s and 1970s football information from central leagues and stuff. Again, lots of collectible stuff, lots and lots of earning potential on this one. Lots of ways to make money. These are interesting as well. Something that the football clubs used to send out years ago were these, football Christmas cards showing you the football club. Some of them are signed as well, so that's worth looking out for. Look at this one here. I mean, look at those some of those great ones there. You know, the FA Cup finals. There's also England versus Australia, England, Portugal. Lots of good old programs on these, and quite big lots as well. So you get them around the starting bid, or even a few quid in. You're going to be able to make money on them. Look at this one here. This has got lots and lots of photos, 14 photos this one, and you can see some of these Champions League, Milan, Leeds United. This is what you're going to get in this folder. Now these ones here, good ones to look at. Good tip here, everyone. Replays. Back in the day, they used to have FA Cup final replays. If it ended up in draws and stuff like that before the days of penalties, then these were fantastic ones to get hold of, because not everybody could afford to go to the replays. They'd already been to the final once, so not so many programs sold, and these are the ones that can be rarer. So there you go. Look, Doncaster Rovers, I'm not quite sure what that was about. Obviously paying tribute to somebody there, I would have thought. Challenge Trophy final, Bishop Stortford versus Sutton United, and so on. So you can get the idea that in these boxes of programs there are lots of content. That one there, look at that one there. The European Cup, Aston Villa. It's not all these these clubs get to European football anymore. Some of them do, some of them don't. So yeah, there's lots of ways that people can buy their memories back as well. Look at all those internationals there from the Empire Stadium in Wembley, and there's even an England-Brazil one there with a rosette as well. So again, lots of collectibles. Of course, you can bid on this straight away. Go up to Easy Live Auctions, register to bid, and then of course you can join in the bidding. And now we'll tell you that when it comes to the end of this auction on the 28th, on the Tuesday, it starts finishing at 6 o'clock. One lot will finish every 30 seconds. Okay, now if you bid within the last 5 minutes, it goes back up to 5 minutes. So that's how it does, to keep it fair, so everyone gets a chance to bid. If you just bear that in mind, don't think, what's happened there. It does keep on going until people stop bidding. So we've got Liverpool programs there, we've got Manchester United programs, and then an interesting box like this one here, where we've put all different bits and bobs that came from this collection. Are all football related. There's some rosettes and various club pieces. And you come to some of these single single programs. You can see with the camera here, we've taken nice pictures of these ones. There's some interesting single programs here. Mexico 1970 World Cup and so on. Chelsea, Leeds United, some nice cup final programs, ones in extremely good condition as well. Embassy World Snooker, 3 programs from there, and then Rugby League Review as well. And then we come up here and we're coming up to some very nice programs indeed. This one here, Manchester United. Look at this one. You've got Benfica versus Milan in the European Champions Clubs Cup final. Another replay one there. And then this one here, of course, the 1966 World Cup one, which is an original. Okay, some of these are copies, but this is actually original, and there's information there on it as well. They can make a few quid, so hopefully that one will do quite well in the auction for the vendor. As you come down here, more interesting cup final ones, and there you see some of these single lots. Again, starting bid is low on this. It's only £5, so everyone can get involved with the bidding on these ones. As you come down here, more final programs, and you come down here, there's more batches of programs. Again, we're only giving you an overview here, so take time to look through the catalogue, look through the pictures, see what you're bidding on. Viewing for this is this coming Friday. Okay, so it'll be the 18th, 25th, 24th. This coming Friday at Prestige Auctions, you'll be able to view the general sale and the ephemera sale as well. Another one there as well, another one of this one, you can see that that was actually up for sale when they purchased this at £120. There you go, that was a few quid to buy that one. But It's for sale here from current bid at £5. This is one of my favourites of the auction for all the right reasons. I believe we all know the story of the Manchester United air disaster and the Busby Babes. Well, this was the very last game they played before the disaster, and there you go. So it was at Arsenal, and this one, is worth a few quid, this programme. So be sure to get your bids in early on that when you can see somebody is, I've just taken it off. Oh, I'm being absolutely useless. Right, let's go to face camera for a second while I just set this back up. So, yeah, that Arsenal Manchester United one is just it's a stunning programme. It's in absolutely fantastic condition as well. So that one, I expect there will be a fair bit of interest in it because of it's got so much collectability about it. So there you go. It's one of those which it's something I'd like to own, to be fair, because it's everyone knows about what happened and how bad it was, and of course that was the last one where they all played together before that horrible thing happened. So as you come down here, then we can sort of move off football programmes for a bit. We get a lot of these sort of 1800s, 1900s newspapers. Again, lots of interest in these, current bids already. So people are looking at this because they know how rare it is. Paper, by its very nature, doesn't last forever. It tends to, if it's not stored correctly, it will start deteriorating. So old newspapers and things, which were, quite thin paper anyway, they're going to be, unless they get looked after, they're going to fall apart. So they get some of the examples we've got here are really, really good. The Harco products catalogue, that's quite a nice thing as well. So when you look at this, this was a big old catalogue back in the day for Harco products, and this is a hardback book, and look at all the old things that are in there. Again, good to use as reference books for things that you could be buying these days. And another one there, Spong and Co. Then we've got some Andy Cat books, and more newspapers, the World Cup and things. Is that one a 66 one, is it? There you go, the World Cup. 16 nations compete for the champions title. So there you go, all these things. Then we come on to more, and we get onto comics, and then boxes of ephemera, radio times, more newspapers and things. And then we come on to comics, Tiger Comics, the Play Hour, Warriors, Warlords, Fred Bassett's. Then we've got a few music programs there, including that's a music book actually, The Darkness. And then you've got the Rod Stewart Tour and Aha from the 1980s. More boxes of assorted ephemera, and again, as you move on to some of these ones, you've got all sorts of stuff in them. You can see, look, all sorts of different items. Good boxes to gamble on these sometimes, because you can often find one or two items in them that are worth a few quid, and are certainly worth buying. Some Star Wars stuff there as well. Then you get some interesting ones like this, where it's not just all paperwork. There's old stuff to do with enclosures, and there's books on boxing and stuff in 1949. Again, just really good content in these boxes for you to be able to go and make some money on. Or, of course, you may be a collector and want to buy these. These are nice as well. These cinema posters from back in the day. The New Star at Castleford. Look at these for 7 days, and you get all the different things, old paper posters like that. Again, not many of these survived, so again, good opportunity to maybe buy something that's decorative that you maybe want for your man cave or whatever. They haven't just got, it's not all about buying and selling. Got large collections of cigarette cards in this auction as well. You can see bidding's already happening on those. People are interested in these. Some of these cigarette cards will be worth a few quid, so they're already bidding on those. You can see there some of them, current bid there, current bid, and then these are waiting to start down here. As you come down here, you've got this one here. This was a nice one. This is when Doug Pickett Entertainment, so that was in Grimsby. There's a Cliff Richard program there, and a signed Cliff Richard poster as well. So if Cliff Richard's your thing, and that could be the one. Or this one here, the Royal Variety Performance 1960 official program. Not so many of those about. And you come down this way, more cigarette cards here, more cigarette cards. cards. And then these. Now, these are an interesting item. So these were called, now let me remember the name of these. They're called QSL cards. Now, if you was into CBs and Radio Am back in the day, these were the items that they used to send to each other from different parts of the world. But these ones here, the Poma ones, are quite collectible, and these is quite a large collection, going right back to number 1 as well. So if you look at these are something a little bit different for people to purchase. And then you come this way, shoebox of assorted, mainly cigarette cards. Again, it's already up to £9, that one. When you look there, there's lots of content though. That's why people are gambling, looking at what there is. Margaret Thatcher there, her book, and her autograph as well. So another nice piece. Again, I believe there's a bid on that already. And but again, you know, that means to me you can't bid. Keep bidding. That's the way. Lots of comics, lots of dandy comics, Beano comics, and then we come into this old interesting book here from, I believe this was quite an old one. Let's have a look. There you go, look, 1784. Nice old book there. So a little bit rough around the edges, but you know, I think you would be if you was born in 1784. We've got a big collection of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. There is a bit of a reserve on those ones. And then we've got various Pokemon cards. Then we come to this. This has already started taking off. So if you look here, of course, the all-important shiny Charizard. Now, this looks to me, I'm no expert on Pokemon, like I say 1,000 times. Well, this looks like the original sort of base set of what you got from Pokemon. And we've tried to take a picture of everything so you can see. Okay, so you go all the way through, and then you get all the pictures. There's a load of shinies in there, as they call them. And look, I mean, we've done 28 pictures on this. But not only is there the normal Pokemon cards, there's also some different ones as well. Let me just go ahead, get past the trainer cards, and see what we can see here. Let me just turn that off so it's not pinging. And it's these ones here that they're all kind of shiny and got a different kind of background. Again, not my subject, so have a good look at those. But what you can see already is that they are already up to £110, so people are recognising what they are, you know, and that's with a week or two to go. These are what they call pit checks. So back in the day, when you used to go down the pit, you used to be given one of these, and it was a way of checking people in and out of the pits. Some of these can be worth some money, where they're being sold by the sheet. So again, good profit to be made selling them singly. Xena cards there, they will go, they will sell for sure. Look at this old packet of cards as well. I found these quite interesting. Look how they put the things just in the corner and then put information down the bottom. They're on like an old sort of card substance. It was quite different to the sort of the modern playing cards. Lots of stamps in this auction. I can tell you now that the stamps are well worth bidding on as well. There's and these are great as well. You can see this one's already up to £21. This postcard album, when you look in this one, there's lots and lots of wartime pictures. First World War, I'm guessing, on this one, and there's going to be that will make some money, this album, I'm sure of it. And then right next to it as well is another one, which again has got lots of wartime silks in it. So First World War, these silks here, these sort of things used to get sent to the sweethearts from France. And there you go, look, all the different flags and things. Quite nice things. And often they used to have a little pocket on the front of them where they could put like a little note to their loved ones. And then the stamps. Now again, stamps like this, there's some good albums here. These have come from a different vendor to the main one, but when you look at this, there's 49 pictures. So we've really taken our time so you can get an idea of what's in there. There's a lot of Victorian, there's a lot of information as well. There's some rare stamps in these. So again, really worth a look at these ones because there's a lot of content in these. As I say, there's 49 pictures for you to go through there. And no bids on that yet, though, I don't believe, is there? Yeah, estimate 200 to 300 and no starting bidders yet. So it could be a bargain for somebody there. As we come down here, we come on to more stamps and various stamps there, and then we come on to this stuff. This is interesting stuff as well. These are from the 1800s. These they're all some sort of old magazine or something that you used to get in the day, and of course a lot of the stuff had a big religious base back in the day as well. So and what about that one? Someone's already mentioned that was in there this morning. The old Looking magazines. Look at all them, some of the real early ones as well. Take you back to your youth, that lot will. All those Looking magazines there. And as you come down here, we've got these old boxing and wrestling magazines, more Victorian stuff here, some old Radio Times as well. Again, nobody's got involved with the bidding on these. And then we move on to the risque sections. Well, the risque sections of this auction are quite interesting because this stuff has become quite collectible these days. So as you came sort of into the 1900s and that, you know, this stuff was so underground, even it was unbelievably underground. It just wasn't allowed to be talked about. So when these magazines started coming out, there was a big thing. And a lot of these sort of 1950s, 1960s ones didn't survive. You see, we've had to be very strategic with our stickers. And these are old glamour slides and things. Again, big collectors markets. Look, you can see people are already bidding on these. The big collectors markets for this sort of stuff these days, because everything's internet based these days, people haven't got these, so people started collecting them. You know, that one there was an interesting one, the very first edition of Men Only from 1935. That shows you how far this sort of stuff goes back. This one there, again, I found that one quite interesting because this is an old naturist's book, Naturists of Paris. Again, we've not given you pictures on the inside, you know, we don't need to do that online. But the section in the auction for this for viewing next Friday is an adults only section, okay, because there are some risque pictures in there, so we're trying to keep it right. But again, very collectible stuff, the old glamour cards and that from back in the day. Again, these were things that have become collectible. And then you come on to the what we'd call sort of the top shelf magazines, Mayfair, Fiesta, Penthouse. I'll remember these names, Men Only and so on. Again, we've been very strategic the way we've taken these pictures, because these here, the Sunday Sport Girls and so on, again, this has all become collectible stuff these days because not so many people bother with it anymore. But there is still a generation out there of people that does want to look at this stuff and does want to collect it. So there you go, the ephemera auction. We've brought it forward. It was supposed to be ending into February. We've now got it finishing at the end of January. The reason for that is we've got another big auction set up for you for March. So the more time we've got to do that one, it is a music auction. It's going to be records, CDs, tour t-shirts, posters, musical instruments, you name it, it's all going to be music based. That one is going to be a live auction on Easy Live. The way it's going, it could end up at 2 days, so we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. So if you have got anything that you want to submit for that auction, please get in touch with us wherever you are in the UK. We can take stuff by courier, and then you can of course watch it all be sold at Prestige Auctions. We pay you out very quickly at Prestige as well. We don't make you wait like a lot of the big auction rooms do. So there you go. Thanks ever so much for watching this short video, and I hope you've enjoyed it and enjoyed the content. If you have, hit that thumbs up for us, give us a subscribe and hit the notification bell. And thank you for watching as always. And viewing's next Friday, and you can come and look at all these items, and then you can go away and bid on the internet, and we'll all have a great time, and hopefully we'll see you all very soon at the auction.